What's up, guys? Go coming back at you here with another video. Um, I wanted to do kind of a different video, right? Rather than box openings and all that kind of stuff, and auctions and breaks. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a look into some of the pieces of my collection. You know, being a Lions fan, obviously I have the big Barry Sanders PC, and you guys know I collect Cooper Kupp and Lakers and Dodgers. But what I wanted to do this time around is kind of show you where I'm at in my vintage Lions collection. And what I was doing here is I started getting these checklists off of Trading Card Database, tradingcarddb.com. And this is just the whole Detroit Lions checklist. This is just part one. Part one takes you up until 1993 Pro Set. But all I was doing was focusing on pre-1980 stuff. So, I mean, I have marked, yeah, pre-1980 stuff is what's in this box. So I was going to keep that separate, but I can probably put, because I got a whole nother column in here, you'll see, until I get more of the vintage filled in. I can probably go up to like 1985 on this box, I imagine. So anyway, let's just crack it open. And you can see on here, this desk is not very depth lengthwise or depth. It's not very big. So I'll hold it up for a second. But you can see in here how I've got things broken down. 1950 Bowman, 51 Bowman. And I put all these on the trading card dividers, which, by the way, go to cardbreaks.com. You can get that stuff. 56 Topps. Then you get into, 61 Fleer. You got 64 Philly. And so that's kind of how I have that broken down. So I'm going to take you through some of this stuff. And I'm actually going to start at 79 and go back to the oldest stuff. So if you're not really interested in this, you can go ahead and just move on to the older cards, or pass the video. I appreciate you clicking on it and see what I've been doing. So let's go ahead and start first with 79 Topps. So in 79 Topps, I actually want to get this checklist out, because there's a whole bunch of other things too. Like in 79, you've got Fleer Team Action and all that other stuff. I don't have any of that special stuff from 79. This is just 79 Topps. And I do have all of the 79 Topps cards. So I'm not going to go through each player. You see a couple of them I have doubles of. But this is the entire 1979 Topps Lion set. And like I said, there's 79 Fleer Team Actions. There's 79 Topps cream colored back, so different color of back. These are just the base. So that is 79. And if we move on to 1978, in 1978, there's some other things as well. But again, I just have the 78 Topps. And this is the 78 Topps. It's all completed. So there's Hall of Famer Lem Barney. Hall of Fame Lem Barney. So again, the whole 78. Oh, there's another Hall of Famer, Charlie Sanders. The whole 78 top set is done. And that's all I have in 1978. Again, 78 Fleer Team Action. They have two 1978 I'm not going to show you this the whole time, but 2 1978 Slim Jims. Dexter Busey and Charlie Sanders. Kellogg sticker in there. So, don't have any of those special things for that year. 1977, I've got the completed, again, just the completed Topps. I don't have the Topps Mexican set. Don't have the Fleer Team Actions, but here's the 77 Hall of Famer Charlie Sanders. You'll see him a lot as we go through these. Well, there's the checklist. So again, the whole 77 set is done. Lombardi Hall of Fame. So there's the 77s. In 1976, the whole thing is done except for Paul Naumoff, number 176. And I thought I had it, so I had it marked. You can see I had it marked, and then I went back through and I circled it because I actually don't have that card. So if you have it, Hall of Famer Lombardi, I do not have it. Hall of Fame Charlie Sanders. So that is Paul Naumoff right there, linebacker. Do not have him in the 76. So in 1975, I have the entire 1975 Topps team set. Hey, there's Naumoff. Wrong year, though. Steve Owens, he was a good player. He was actually the first 1,000-yard running back for the Lions. Not that year, but I think in 70 or 71. Hall of Famer again, Lombardi. Hall of Famer Charlie Sanders. And I also have one of the Wonder Bread cards. Levi Johnson. That's the only Wonder Bread card that the Lions had in 1975, but there's like Town Talk bread card and a few other different kinds too. 74. In 74 Topps, I'm missing Fleer Claw stickers, Nabisco Sugar Daddy cards. I am missing a variation of the team checklist. You'll see one of the team checklists coming up. But I have the entire 74 Topps set done. You'll see this a lot for the 70s and even into the 60s cards. The team sets are done. So there's a variation one here where one of them has the rules for the football game, and I think the other one does not. So I am missing that variation. In 1973, let's see, 1973 Topps, I have the whole Topps team set, except for the team checklists. So 73, you'll see all the player cards are done. That's actually on the top loader, not the card itself. Same thing here and here. Lombardi, Hall of Famer Charlie Sanders. Mel Farr was also a good player. But I don't have the checklist for 73. 1972. So in 72, I'm missing some of the high numbers. So I thought I had them, but I don't. I'm missing all the Wonderful World of Stamps, the Sunico stamps, all that stuff. But in 72, I've got the whole team set until you get to the high numbers. Right, and you see Roger Staubach's on there, but I got it because, of course, Greg Landry. Hall of Famer Lombardi. I think I've said that a few times. You'll see a few of those in there. Hall of Famer Charlie Sanders. So once you get to this, the Greg Landry, there's 5 other cards I don't have. The All-Pro Charlie Sanders, the Mel Farr, Mike Lucci, Dick LeBeau, and Steve Owens. So I don't have those high numbers for 72 Topps. 1971. 1971 Topps, I have the whole set. I even have a couple of the game inserts, which you'll see. So Alex Karras, Hall of Famer. Wait, No, I don't think Alex Karras is actually a Hall of Famer. But Webster's dad. Dick LeBeau is a Hall of Famer. Charlie Sanders, again, Hall of Fame. That's actually his rookie. And then there's another Charlie Sanders. This is the game inserts in Mike Luci. So I do have that whole team set. In 1970, now you guys are already probably getting bored. We're 10.5 minutes in, and we're only at 1970. But I'm pretty happy with my collection. So if you are interested, hopefully you are watching this. There's only... Oh, no, I do have all the 70 Topps team set. I am missing some of the other ones, like the Kellogg's cards, and Chiquita has a card in here. So, Mel Farr, rookie. Hall of Famer Lem Barney, rookie. A couple of them, actually. Nice Alex Karras. Probably could be in the Hall of Fame. And then this is a super glossy. Super glossy. And then, where is it at? Oh, this one as well. This is the Super, 1970 Topps Super, Lem Barney. So that's kind of cool. I need to get a sleeve or some kind of loader for that. Now as we get into the 60s, here we go with 69 Topps. 69 Topps, I have the whole set, and then a couple of the 4-in-1s. But there's a lot of 4-in-1 cards in this. So really cool. You can already start to see the differences of the pictures from 1969. There's a Hall of Famer. From 1969 to 1970. Right? Johnny Robinson, great player. And there's the 4-in-1s. So there's some 4-in-1s, and then here's a mini album from 1969. 1968. So 1968 Topps. Again, I have the whole team set. Missing the Champion Cornflakes cards and the team set patches. Then that's the stand-up, one of the stand-up cards. 1967, Philadelphia. Because in 1964 to 1967, Topps didn't make any football cards for the Lions. Didn't make any football cards. So they had this company called Philadelphia step in. And Philadelphia came in, and they had cards in 64, 65, 66, and 67. So this is the last run, or the last year of Philadelphia cards. So I have the whole set of 1964, 65, 66, and 67. I have all the sets of Philadelphia done. So I have every card for the Lions from 65 through 67. I'm missing some Wheaties in 64. So 1967s. Again, these are 67 Philly. There's a Hall of Fame Dick LeBeau. The team card, I think that was kind of cool. And then, of course, it'd be cool if I had one that's not marked off. But it kind of tells the story of who that kid had in 1967, right? Like he had the Dick Butkus and the Mike Pyle and just some different players, which is kind of cool. You had the Dan Reeves, Mel Renfro. So it's just kind of cool. It tells a story. 66 Philly. I have the whole set. They always have a team card in there. Sorry, 66. This is 66 Philly. Alex Karras again, another Hall of Famer, Dick LeBeau. These are cool. Little in-action shot. That is a play of the game or play of the year or something like that. You can learn the NFL signals right there. and then another checklist. Checklists are kind of expensive from that time period because if you get one that has like great players on there, that ups the price of them. Here's 65 Philly. Again, I have all the 65 cards. And 1965 was a big year for, well, you'll see it coming up here. Oh, there's Yell Larry. There's a Hall of Famer. Yell Larry was a punter and a DB. There you go. So this is Dick LeBeau's rookie card from 65 Philly. So that's a nice card to have there. Hall of Fame rookie card. Here's a little play of the year. And then another checklist. In 64 Philly. 64 Philly, I'm missing the checklist on this. And the Wheaties stamps in 64. And Cons Wieners had some cards. So, but out of the Philly set, I'm missing... Oh, there's Dick Night Train Lane, another Hall of Famer. Yell Larry, Hall of Famer. As you get to the 50s and 60s, Joe Schmidt, Hall of Famer. You can see how many Lions were Hall of Famers in those time periods. Here's one of the Wheaties stamps. 1964 Wheaties. So you can see how many Detroit Lions were Hall of Famers in this time period. Then back to 63 Topps. This was the last year of Topps before they took a hiatus. 63 Topps, I am missing a few cards. Milt Plum, Dick Night Train Lane, the Lions team card, and the checklist. So I am missing a few cards in there. So 63 is one of the sets that I'm missing the most cards from. Yell Larry, Hall of Famer. Joe Schmidt, Hall of Famer. 1962. This is a Post card, so they're on Post cereal. You can see that it's kind of cut out right there. Alex Karras. This set is familiar with a lot of people. It's really hard to keep nice and clean, but I am missing 3 cards from the regular top set. John Lomacowski, the Lions team checklist, and the normal checklist. Yell Larry, Hall of Fame. Alex Karras probably could be Hall of Fame. Joe Schmidt, Hall of Fame. Night Train Lane, Hall of Fame. And then these were cool. These were the, I didn't pay that, which is nice. I paid half that. But these are the Topps Bucks. So yeah, Pietro Sante, Joe Schmidt, Hall of Fame, and Milt Plum was quarterback at that time. So that is 62. In 1961, I've got all the cards except for the checklist in 1961. Now, J Publishing had some cards in there. I don't have those. Same thing with Fleer, which you'll see in a minute. But 61 Topps, I have all the player cards. I'm just missing the checklist. So these first few cards are actually rookies. Alex Karras, Joe Schmidt, like I said, Hall of Fame, and then a couple of the team cards, which is pretty cool. So now you'll start to see that these will go quicker in this as we get closer to the 50s. 61 Fleer, I'm missing 1 card. That's the Joe Schmidt, who's a Hall of Fame player. But this is 61 Fleer. And Fleer didn't really have a set anywhere before or after that. So this is kind of a historic set. Now they ended up doing some football patches and team action cards, but as far as like actual like set cards, this was it before and after until you guys know 1990 Fleer football, I think, is next. So they took a big hiatus there. Dick Night Train Lane, just a beast. If you guys don't know the history of the sport and your teams, go check out Dick Night Train Lane. Just absolute monster. He actually played his last 5 years, I think, 5 or 6 years, with Detroit at the end of his career. He started with the Rams. 1960 tops. I have the whole set of 1960 tops. Hopalong Cassidy. Joe Schmidt, again, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. And then the team card. And then we get into 1950s. So 1950s, this is 1959 tops. I have every 1959 card that the Lions have, except for a no-number bazooka card, probably in the bazooka gum, you know, of Tobin Rote, who was the quarterback for the Lions at that time. Other than that, I have every 1959 Detroit Lions card. Joe Schmidt, Hall of Famer. And in this, it's got one of my favorite rookies in here. There's Howard Hopalong Cassidy. But this, Alex Karras rookie card. This is my only one of him. Really awesome card right here. One of my favorites. Dave Middleton was a beast. Last Larry Hall of Fame. The pennant cards, which was cool. And then there's the Tobin Rote, but it's not the no-number bazooka one. Hey, see how many people we still have. Hopefully you guys like looking through some of this vintage stuff like I do, even if it's not your favorite team. 1958 tops. I have all the 58 cards that Detroit Lions had. So here's the last card that you're going to see of Bobby Lane in the Detroit Lions uniform. This is kind of a historic card for that piece. You know, it was, like I said, it's the last card that Bobby Lane is in a Detroit Lions uniform. So that's kind of awesome. So we got back-to-back Hall of Famers there with Bobby Lane and Joe Schmidt. Larry, another Hall of Fame. Him as a halfback, but again, he was a punter too. Jack Christensen, another Hall of Famer. He played safety. They have him here as a halfback, but he was, okay, they do have the interceptions on the back. Of the defending halfbacks. Okay, so he's a defensive halfback, which was a safety at that time. John Henry Johnson, Lou Creekmore, another Hall of Famer, played tackle and guard. So, I mean, just in this set, I mean, now you get to see the team of the 50s basically was the Detroit Lions and Cleveland Browns. You know, I think the Lions were in 5 championships in the 50s and won 3 of them. But, I mean, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. So, I mean, that was just a stacked decade for Lions fans, which they can't really say ever again. 1957 tops, I'm missing 4 cards. Hopalong Cassidy's rookie, Dorn Dibble, Jack Christensen, and Leon Hart. I do have all the others. Dave Middleton, again, a great player. Creekmore Hall of Fame, Lane Hall of Fame, Larry Hall of Fame. So there's the 57s. 1956, you guys will start to see some of these and some card savers. Just because I haven't made that transition on all these. 1956, I am proud to say, this is the last set where I have every card. So I do have every card that the Lions had in 1956, including a Joe Schmidt rookie, which you'll see in a minute, which is Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. There you go. So here is a couple of Joe Schmidt rookie cards. One of the best linebackers for about a 10 to 15 year period there at his position. So really awesome, beast linebacker. Go watch some of his clips if you guys have never known about Joe Schmidt. Leon Hart, Bobby Lane. Again, a great Bobby Lane card there. So the Lions end up winning, not the championship that year. They won in 57. Here's 55. So now you get Doak Walker. This is Doak Walker's last year as a player. If you guys don't know Doak Walker, you guys know the college football best halfback in America is given the Doak Walker Award. And this is him. Doak Walker and Bobby Lane actually were at the same high school. So they played high school football together. I do not have the Bobby Lane 54. I could have sworn I did. Might be somewhere else, actually. But this is 1954. Or no, sorry. This is 55. Yeah, 55. So in 55, Bowman, I don't have... the Bobby Lane is the only card I'm missing from 1955. And Doak and Bobby were high school teammates. And they both went to Highland Park, which is actually the same high school that Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to. So that's kind of a cool little tidbit there. So in 55, Bowman... right, I got the whole set except for Bobby Lane. And Bobby Lane is the most expensive card from that set. So let's put 55. And then you get to 54. So here's 54. In 54, I'm missing... the only card I'm missing out of 54, Bowman, is Thurman McGraw. So I do have the Doak Walker... couple of those, and I do have the Bobby Lane. Again, how would you like that to be in your high school backfield? Doak Walker at running back, Bobby Lane at quarterback. So Doak Walker was a Hall of Fame player, and he played running back, and he also played kicker. So he led the league in points for, I think, a few years. He only played, I think, 5 or 6 seasons in the NFL. He actually got out to go into business. Became a successful businessman. So he just didn't feel like playing. A lot of guys at that time period were only in it for a little bit, just for fun, and then they got off and did other things. Another Hall of Fame player. Hornschmeyer, right there. He actually has the longest run in Lions history still, 96 yards. So you get into 52, Bowman. I only got a couple of those. Or 53? Let's see. Yeah, this is 50. I want to say 53. I got mixed up, actually. There you go. Okay. So the only 53 card I have is Bobby Lane. And it's beat up, of course, but I definitely still took it because it's a 53 Bobby Lane. So that's my only 53 card. And in 52, they made large and smalls. So I do have a 52 large Leon Hart. And I have a 52 small of Bob Miller, and that's Bob Miller's rookie. So those are the only 2 cards I have from 52 Bowman. And 51 Bowman, I do have a couple. I have a Thurman McGraw. Again, that's the only card I'm missing from 1954. But it's kind of a cool card. I love these pictures. I have Don Dahl, Robert Smith, and then Bill Swiacki. So you can just see what their helmets were like at that time. Like, that's just crazy. And then here, I think this is the first year. I can double check with my 50s, but I think this is the first year that they have a logo on there, so you can tell what the team is. Let's see on 50 if that's right or not. Yep, that's right. So 51 is the first year where they have a team logo, because in 1950 and before, they just had the picture of the guy. Sometimes they'll put the picture and the name on the bottom. But this is Leon Hart, which is a pretty expensive card from 1950, and then John Pinelli. But at this time, you would have to look on the back and see where they played. So anyway, that is my vintage Lions collection. I do also have this one. This is 55. Yeah, 55 Bowman, Leon Hart. It just came in this, so I just kept it in there. And then I will show you a few of the hits that I have. Not all of these are vintage, of course, but they are vintage players. So First, some in-person autos. Again, Charlie Sanders, Hall of Famer. Alex Karras, Webster's dad. Bill Glass, and Dorn Dibble. So there's some in-person or TTM autos. This set is really cool. I like that the Lions had 2 of the inductees, Dick LeBeau and Lem Barney that year. Those are both out of 50. And then these I got at a card show. These are all, they're from the Hall of Fame. So they are certified autographs from the Hall. And you have Yell Larry, Hall of Famer. Lou Creekmore, Hall of Famer. And Lem Barney, Hall of Famer. So I thought that was kind of awesome there. Almost a 31-minute video. I had no intentions of making it that long. Hopefully you guys, if nothing else, maybe you picked up a tidbit on how to print off your vintage lists. Maybe you picked up on, maybe an idea on how to sort them as far as the trading card dividers. Maybe you picked up, what some of the little weird sets that they had at that time. But whatever nugget of information you picked up, hopefully you guys might let me know in the comments below. And hopefully this will start getting some of you guys out there to, not just appreciate the hits and the autos and the modern cards that we get, but if you truly are a fan of your favorite team, to go back and learn the history about your teams, and maybe pick up some vintage cards in there. So until next video, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it, and take care, everyone.